Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. My name is Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance Michaels, how are you, sir?
Pretty good yourself.
Can't complain, my friend, man. Here we are. It is Thursday. Before we start the show, we sit it on the wrestling. But you know what? It feels even better now because tomorrow is Samp&Chance's third anniversary.
Congratulations, man. Yeah, that went by fast.
I first off want to say thank you to you. When I came up with this concept and this idea and I put it to you, you didn't hesitate. You were ready to roll. 3 years later, here we are. I didn't think we would last 3 years, to be honest.
I never thought that far ahead. I just thought every show we're gonna do the
Well, no,
best we
just
can
thinking
do.
in hindsight. Sorry, just thinking in hindsight. I'm meaning, like, I'm
Yeah,
glad we've achieved 3 years. I
yeah.
just surprised the ups and downs, everything that we've kind of gone through, that we're still strong,
Yeah, it's been good.
right? And I believe that's a testament to our relationship as well, based on honesty and truth and being able just to call each other out whenever we need to. And
Yeah,
we're not afraid to do that to one another.
yeah. No,
So,
it's been a good ride, dude.
and working together outside of this project as well. I mean, wow. I
Yeah,
Who would have
that went
known?
by like that, dude. Like I surprised. Went
Who
by
would have
fast.
thought? Who would have thought two random dudes meeting in the summer of 2015 would end up where we are today?
No, it was before the summer of 2015 because you were at the Pacquiao fight.
That was 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Pacquiao was in May, so I met you before the summer.
Oh, so sorry. So we met in spring of 2015.
I think so, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was at the Pacquiao fight. So 11 years we've known each other.
yeah. It went by fast too, over a
10
decade,
years,
right?
10 years this May.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow, crazy,
yeah.
crazy. Well, my friend, here's to another 20 years, hopefully, as we keep going and see where we keep going. And
We've dug in too deep now to turn back,
well, dude, I
right?
tell you what, man, like I've said, before, and I'll probably say it at the end of the show as well. The mantra that I follow for 2025 is is hard work, faith, and patience.
Yeah. And like this, like Paul McCartney says, Paul, they say, why do you keep making music? You're one of the greatest ever. You're 80. Because he goes, I'm still trying to write that perfect song and haven't wrote it yet. Same with us. We're still trying to do that perfect show. We haven't done it yet. And so until we get to that, we're going to keep going. So,
Well, we've gotten close, but
yeah.
we can keep doing better. And with every episode, we're getting better. Um,
Yeah.
I implore people to go back and watch some of the old episodes and see what we were looking like and this and that. I was a long hair hippie, as you would say.
Yeah.
I know you used to call me hippie,
Yeah. Dope smoking hippie. Yeah.
right? But no one's dope smoking anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't really like to make things like this public, but I've even stopped the darts, man. So
Good. That's the hardest thing in the world to do, even harder than kicking fentanyl, they say.
I
So
tell
that's
you what,
impressive.
I have tried on and off for 20 years. I've been successful. I've I've gotten to the point where I am now before,
Yeah.
but the difference in this time is very simple. It feels like nothing.
Maybe this time you finally got it right. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's nothing about right. It feels like nothing. Like there's no craving. There's no, I've been stressed out. I've been in situations where I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go buy a pack.
Yeah.
And that hasn't reared its head at all.
That's good.
It's completely the cleanest break. The second cleanest break in my life.
Dude, that's good. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And it's reflecting in my voice, it's reflecting in my taste buds, my skin, my everything. Like it's just an amazing feeling, man.
Yeah. Keep it up. Don't turn
No,
back now. You're in too far
no.
now.
Dude, and trust me, you know where I work.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any place where you can lean on that because there's nothing else to do, if
This is
I
the
can
place.
do it, if I can do it there,
Yeah.
right? With the amount of downtime that we have at times,
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it anywhere. So,
Absolutely. Well said.
so the reality of it is, I mean, this is just proof to people. The reality of it is we only use a very small percentage of our brains.
That's true.
And every so often you're able to unlock a little bit more with something like this. It's mind over matter. This is what I realize. It's not addiction. It's you. You're the person who's addictive, not the substance.
Yeah, you're right. It is mind over matter. It's hard to do that mind over matter on certain things, but I know what you mean.
But again, it's taken me a long time. It's not something that I can just, gloat about or be, braggadocious about. No,
Yeah,
don't. This is a struggle. I really I'm still trying to understand why now. What happened to me to have this happen the way it did and just blow up. I want to
something
say,
clicked. Whatever it was, dude,
you know
it
what? I
worked for
want I
you.
want to
Don't turn
say
back.
if you if I'm while I'm facing you, if you just look
That
towards
was
the
just what
window,
I was just want to say. Point to the left there, but yeah,
you know,
that
um,
played a big part in it.
I believe that did, right? So but anyways, we're a boxing show. Enough about me, enough about you. Brother, Chisora, Wallin, I didn't see that fight playing out the way it did. That guy
Wow.
basically fought a master class, and I'm talking about the
Wow.
41-year-old Derek Chisora, who looked beaten up after like 3 rounds with that cut. But talk about a pit bull, a dog,
Oh,
right? Granted, Otto Wallin, I'm not taking anything away
what
from
was he
him.
doing, man? He looked old and sluggish, and he's 5 years younger than him. I don't know what he was doing out there, but I thought, before the fight, I said Chisora was going to win a decision. The ring walk, he had that cowboy get up on. He tripped on the steps. I'm like, oh no, this is Deontay Wilder. The guy can't even walk. But man, he came in there and he's just, like I said, he's slow. Oh man, he's just determined. He's strong. He keeps coming forward, and while he can handle that pressure, it was.
I ask you this though, after fighting the likes of a Tyson Fury, are other fights easier after that?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? You know what I mean?
I think
Like
so.
if you've gone in there with Joshua, did he fight Joshua?
Who he
Chisora.
did? Yeah, he did.
Okay, so he's fought Usyk,
Yeah,
he's fought
Fury.
Joshua, and he's fought Fury. After fighting those three guys, any fight that you fight would probably seem like the easier fights.
Yeah, I thought he was in big trouble when they clashed. He had the cut above his eye, and all that blood was coming into his
Yeah,
eye, and they're looking at him, but he didn't stop. He knocked him down twice. Like, wow, what a fight!
and the flurries of punches, like I counted in that one round. I can't remember, it was the fifth or sixth round. I lost count. I think I was up to 29.
But the Chora Atlanta before Wallin did anything.
Yeah, like in the court, bam, 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 just kind of coming in there, like
Oh yeah,
shot
dude.
after
He had his
shot after
arms
shot.
crossed, and it was fun to watch. That's the kind of guy you cheer for. Old man, but he's old man tough. You know what I mean? And he's bleeding in his eye. He knocked the younger, bigger guy, more athletically gifted guy in Ottawa. Lee knocked him down
He's saying
twice.
he's an old guy, but Zhang's also in his 40s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just kind of moves like an old man. You know what I mean? He walks like an old man.
Yeah. Um,
So,
so
but that was a
Shador
great performance. They
now,
called the last dance. It ain't the last dance. He got one more dance. He's gonna have
well,
one more big fight.
I mean, technically speaking, he's a contender. He's basically in line for a title shot.
I know
He is.
he's gonna get smacked. He's gonna get smashed, but I mean, he
But
deserves it, man. He's fun to watch. He's a crowd favorite.
right now he's in line for Dubois, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he can take Dubois.
You never know. Maybe Devon's got Parker. That ain't no walk in the park either. But no,
I
no
want to
pun
talk about
intended.
that. We'll talk about that as well, because I mean, if you look at the heavyweight division from what it was and who all the big names are, like, I mean, we're really seeing two guys who were really thrown by the wayside to the two biggest names now in boxing,
Yep. Oh yeah,
right? In Parker and Dubois,
they're back to make a claim on February 22nd, though. And
right?
Chisora is a fan favorite, so no, there's so much money behind him now because he put on an awesome performance. He kept coming forward. He tried to make it exciting, so he's gonna have one more big fight against Dubois or Parker, and he deserves it.
You see what
And
he did at
both
the end
those
though?
guys
He,
will beat him.
he brought out the portraits of the three,
Yeah, that was cool.
and he asked the crowd who to pick.
Yeah,
Who
you
do
just
you want
can't
to
help
see
but
him
like
fight?
you just
I,
can't help but like the guy. He's just a
I,
great guy.
out of those three guys, I want to see him fight Daniel.
Yeah, me
The
too.
reason I say Daniel is only because that probably seems the most competitive fight. I think Joshua cleans him up.
Oh, Josh, Dubois will clean him up too. Dubois already cleaned up
Probably,
Joshua.
but I mean, he has the best chance against him, in my opinion.
Maybe against Parker, man. I don't know. I don't know. But
Parker
either
wasn't
way,
on the
like,
list.
huh?
Parker wasn't on the
No,
list.
I know, but he might not have a choice if Parker beats Dubois. He might have to take it or leave it, kind of thing, right?
No, no, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
But Chisora's a fan favorite. I love the guy. He's fun to watch. He's a great guy. He keeps coming forward. His blood in his eye and accidental head clash. He doesn't stop.
No, he
The
doesn't
crowd
stop.
loves him. And but if he goes
Not
up against Dubois, he won't make it in round 6. He's just too slow.
so. That
Great
was
performance. I
surprising
love
to
it.
watch, though. I'll be honest. I was surprised watching that fight.
I knew he's gonna win, but not like that.
And I'll also be honest, after watching him fight, I felt like I needed to take a nap.
Oh, dude, holy cow! He's
Right?
this. When they say old man may get slow, but they don't lose their toughness, and he's a prime example of that.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
that guy is forged in iron, man.
And the scorecards are interesting. I mean, he won unanimous. One judge won 17-109. Okay. Other judge won 16-110. Yeah. One judge won 14-112. What were you watching, dude?
There's
I mean,
always that one
he
judge,
won. It
right?
doesn't really matter, but that's a weird card.
Just based on the output, I have no problem with the first two. I don't know what that third judge was watching, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Great. It's a free fight on the zone. You couldn't go wrong with it. It was a great
Well,
fight.
speaking of free fights on the zone, we're getting another amazing fight coming up this weekend as well. We're looking at Arnold Barboza, 31-0, 11 KOs, unbeaten, going up against Catterall, 30 wins, one defeat with 13 KOs. That one defeat coming against Josh Taylor, where everyone thought he was robbed there too. Now, speaking about that, here's a guy in Catterall who was ready to hang it up after that fight because he was just so disappointed, devastated and disappointed with that decision. But since then, the man's come back. He avenged that loss against Josh Taylor, did really well against Regis Prograis as well. Here's something I found interesting. I was reading an article about him. He's considered a boring fighter because he doesn't, he's not lavish. He's not loud.
Yeah.
He just basically goes in there and does his work, but the guy is amazing. He's on a roll right now. Now, take nothing away from Barboza coming off a great fight against Jose Ramirez.
31. He's putting up that big O, right?
He's putting up that big O. But you know what? Boxers have to, and this is the one thing I have to say, I have to agree with Turkey with. I agree a lot with Turkey, but I agree with this point as well. Boxers got to stop thinking about that O and focus on the other stuff, right? I mean, I get it. The O is a badge, but the reality of it is if you're just going to stick around trying to fight guys, you're never going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
Why so many guys are sitting at 31-0, 35-0, but don't get a sniff at a title? It's because they keep fighting soup cans. Fair?
Dude, I was watching their face-off today in preparation for the show, and these guys don't like each other. They were insulting each other pretty good, and it's good to watch that because that makes for a better fight, if you ask me.
No, I think it's going to be a great fight, and considering a guy like Catterall who doesn't speak much,
and he's pretty disrespectful, Catterall. He's literally calling him a B-level fighter. He's like, "Oh, Jose Ramirez is washed. You know what I mean? You're not exciting. You're boring. You're B-level." Like, so they got some bad blood here. And Eddie Hearn did a good job of asking good questions and narrating that face-off. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's like 24 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Really
definitely
good.
check it out. Definitely check it out. Here's the thing, though. I think Catterall's got a little bit of, extra in the tank here because he is fighting at home. I mean, Barboza is the one coming over.
Yeah, he's fighting in enemy territory. But Barboza did say in the face-off, how many people are going to be there? Is it sold out? 20,000? Because I'm going to feed off that. They're all going to move. I'm going to feed off of that. I love that line. The sick son of a gun, but that's a good line because he's going in enemy territory.
I mean,
if Barboza wins this fight, he's going to have an All-American clash against Teofimo Lopez in Vegas or wherever they do on American soils. This is a lot of the line for Barboza.
If Teofimo decides to keep the title, though, he
decides to not vacate it. Yeah,
right. He might decide to move up.
This is going to be a good fight. I'm really excited for the fight. They got Jack Catterall as a slight favorite, minus 250, which means bet 250, you'll win 100. If you think Barboza's going to keep that $100 will pay you 190. So it's fairly close.
Your prediction?
Who I want to win and who
who do you think is going to? You know what?
I think Jack Catterall is going to win.
Yeah,
he's not stopping him. I don't think anybody's going to get stopped. Some people get rocked. I'm going to go Jack Catterall, split decision.
I'm going to go Jack Catterall, unanimous decision. I just think Jack's overall counterpunching and his basics are so solid that he's just going to wear him down. He's not going to knock him out like he said.
Yeah.
I think, it could be close. It could be a split decision. But I see this being like, 116, 114 across the board.
Yeah,
very close. So yeah,
I mean, it's not. We both favor Catterall by decision, but it ain't a slam dunk. Barboza could do it, right? You just never know.
well,
It's that close.
the other
But
piece
you're
that I
right.
want to bring
Catterall's
up,
just a smidge better.
the one advantage that Barboza does have is he's fighting away from home,
Yeah, he's an enemy territory. They're gonna blue the crap
right?
out of that guy.
Well, he has nothing. He has no pressure. I think all the pressure is on Jack because he's fighting at home, right?
Absolutely.
So, and what we've seen in the past of people fighting at home, they haven't fared too well.
No,
Katie Taylor finally gets to fight in Ireland, loses, right?
Kambosos lost to Lomachenko in homeland too, right? So
Right. So,
I
I
mean,
mean, it just home soil. I don't think home advantage really helps guys in boxing and combat sports, in my opinion. Maybe a team sport, something
not
like
always. Sometimes they feed off. It depends who it is.
depends. But I've seen more people lose at home than actually winning at home.
Yeah, it's
All
gonna be a
right.
good fight, man. Like, yeah, so we're gonna go with Catterall and in a split decision. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be a good fight, though. Everybody should
And
watch it.
and the best part of this, after this weekend, we finally get into the Bivol Better Be business, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't wait to record that
yeah.
episode. That's
And
going to be a good one.
well, that card's stacked. One of the best cards in a long time. Yeah, I got the edge and power. I'm gonna go with Barboza. I think he's got a little more power than Catterall, but like you said, Catterall's is a little more refined, a little more slick. His style is not as exciting as Barboza, but that doesn't matter because the guy wins, right? So we'll see what happens.
But the guy's
Styles
a grinder. He just
yep.
he sits on his basics. He sits on the fundamentals, and he works you
Yeah,
right. So Catterall.
Barboza, he picks his moments where he can get aggressive at times, but he's controlled, but he lets that aggression out. So we're in for a great fight.
I think so. I think so. I think so. I think the first three rounds will determine who's going to come out of this, in my opinion. How does Catterall react to the crowd? How does he deal with the home crowd pressure? How does Barboza deal with it as well? Because I mean, you got to think he's got to deal with the same stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
But more of the pressure on Catterall. But that being said, split decision, unanimous decision, Catterall all the way. Either
yeah,
way. But that being said, don't be surprised if the names are reversed.
yeah. Let's go either way.
All right. So when we ended recording, we didn't know what was happening with Canelo. Talk had that he was going to go up against Jake Paul. They had signed a deal. Everything was set to go for May 4th in wherever, Vegas or wherever they were deciding, Allegiant Stadium, sorry. That's where they were going to do the fight, I believe. And
they would have sold it out too.
last minute, Canelo decides to join Riyahdh season, four fight deal. I can tell you probably the first two fights. The first fight will probably be this May in Saudi Arabia against Skrull for the IBF title. So that's an undisputed title match right there. Man, talk about getting a lottery, hey?
So what happened is this Jake Paul fight was going to go down. They're in the 11th hour, but at 11:59, His Excellency called and said, "Hey, wait a minute, I got this deal for you." So if he didn't offer that deal from His Excellency, they would have been fighting Jake Paul. That's how close it was. They didn't sign the dotted line. All the details were finalized. They thought it was a done deal. And then Turkish called them at the last minute and said, "I got a 4-fight deal for you. You can fight for the belt in Saudi Arabia here. And then you're going to go on and fight Crawford in the States in September." And he obviously offered him more money than he would have got with Jake. With Jake, we got a boatload of money anyways. Probably got a little bit more, stole it away, and away we go. Can't blame the guy. This is prize fighting.
Yeah,
You got to
you know
go with the
what
best
though? I mean,
price.
look, again, I mean, pardon me, I get it. But outside of the spectacle, Jake Paul versus Canelo, what was there? What else is there? There's nothing.
A ton of money. That's it.
And I get it, but I mean, if you're a prize fighter, like you said, you want the money, you want the belts, right? I mean, it makes more sense to fight Scroll, in my opinion. You can unify, become undisputed again.
Oh yeah, no. I would advise Canelo the same thing. If he fights Jake, he'll beat him. But there's still a 10% chance Jake beats him. If Jake was to beat him, Canelo's career is over.
No, I get
So
that. I
Jake
get
has
that.
nothing to lose. Canelo has
Well,
everything to lose. I don't blame him.
that fight was supposed to be at 200 pounds, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's too heavy.
It's
And
too
then
heavy
Jake would
for
be
Canelo,
225 walk in there. He'd kill him.
right? So I mean,
So,
it's the wise move. And then I don't know
yeah.
what the other two fights would be, but I mean,
Depending how he does against William and May and how he does against Crawford,
yeah.
then he'll go from there.
Well, I mean, talking about William Scroll, talk about a guy who just lucked out.
Yeah, I think he's ranked number 10, so he got a good deal.
right?
Well, that's what Turkish does. Like you can pay William a little bit less because he's number 10, and pay Canelo way more on the front end and steal that fight away from Jake. So,
True, true. But I mean, that Scroll probably gonna make more in this fight than he'll ever make in any other fight.
oh, hands down.
This fight will set him up for life. That's what I'm saying. This guy won
Oh
the
yeah,
lottery, and his name wasn't even in the conversation.
no, Turkish told him, hey, hell yeah, I'll take that fight. Sign me up, Turkish. So
So
hey
you
man,
basically,
it's a business, so I can't blame him.
so if Canelo wins, does that make him two-time undisputed super middleweight championship, even
Yeah,
though he still has the other three belts?
yeah, it would. Yeah,
There you go, man. I
he's
mean,
off to
that's
fight
gonna set it
Crawford.
up really nice for Crawford as well to kind of go for his third undisputed, right?
Yeah,
But that's going to be interesting as well. But I don't know if Jake is fueling this, but do you think that Canelo?
Jake's vignettes against Canelo have been hilarious. He's trolling like crazy. They've been so funny to watch.
Oh, dude, you see that one that he did with the little troll thing,
Oh yeah,
the
he's
mariachi band?
what an entertainer. They're never gonna fight probably for a few years, but it's still funny to watch
So
it.
who's Jake fight now?
Some big name guy who I don't know. Somebody will fight him because
Who?
look how much money him and Tyson made. That's the number one.
No, no,
That's
I
the number one
appreciate that,
boxing
but
fight watched
who do
all
you
time.
see? I appreciate that, but in your mind, I'm putting you on the spot, but on the horizon, who is out there?
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna fight a former MMA guy. I think he's gonna fight a boxer. He's got to fight a well-known name.
Well, but
So
that's
I'm
it.
not
Who?
sure. I don't know.
Who? But that's the thing. That there's very limited names for him right now.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
To be honest, man, like, look,
Most guys will take the fight because you get paid so much to fight him, right?
I
So, but
think the
who I don't
one
know.
guy that I keep thinking about is Andre Ward,
Yeah, he's been smack talking Paul a little bit.
right? I could see that as well. That's the only name that kind of comes into my mind that makes any kind of sense, that makes me want to tune in. Like, I don't care if it's on Netflix or you're Jake Paul. If you're fighting someone useless, then I'm not interested.
The only thing with Ward, he's what, 38, 39, 40. He's old and he's
Yeah,
hurt.
but Tyson was 60.
No, I know. I honestly think, I always see Prime Ward would destroy him. I think right now Jake might beat him. It'd be close. He's old.
I get that, but I mean, at the end of the day, like
I
Jake,
don't know who it's going to be. Maybe he's got. Who knows? This guy can fight anybody. He can
I'm
fight.
telling you,
He can fight Brock Lesnar for all we know in a box
dude,
match. You just never know with him.
he even said it himself. After that Tyson fight, he's basically peaked.
Well, nobody can peak more than that because it's the number one fight I've watched of all time. So where can you go from there, right?
Exactly. And he's with that, he's got the deal with Netflix, so he's got to find someone.
Dude, more people watch Jake Paul. To put this in perspective, more people watch Jake Paul fight than while you watch Benavidez fight. Isn't that crazy?
But did more people tune into that because of Mike Tyson or Jake Paul?
Both.
No, I think it was more Tyson Field, man. More people were into that fight, in my opinion, because of Tyson.
Well,
Not
the thing
because
is
of
that
Jake Paul.
the media did a great job. They actually made you believe that this guy who hasn't been a good fighter for 20 years, the last time he fought, he quit, would beat this guy. So they sold it well. It was
No, they did.
brilliantly marketed.
Right. But after that, though, like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like, what can you do after that?
He'll still have big fights. Like, I mean, nobody will ever top that fight.
You'll never have those numbers, though.
Nobody will. Nobody will top that.
Closest he would have gotten to those kind of numbers is if he fought Canelo in May.
Good. I mean, not quite as high as Tyson because Tyson's just a well. I mean,
No,
it would have
that's
been
the closest. That's what I'm saying.
Been
That's the
close.
closest. I'm not saying he was going to reach
It'd
it.
be close.
You'll never get those numbers again,
No.
right? He won't. It's not going to happen. Names that I can think of: George Masvidal. You know what I mean? Like, if he just
I love Masvidal. He's one of my favorites.
don't get me wrong, but if he does decide to go that path, these are the kind of names.
And by the way, and as much as I love Masvidal for obvious reasons, Jake beat the crap out of him.
Maybe.
Crap out of him in a boxing fight. But I love Masvidal. He's tough, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he's that backyard fighting man. He comes from the land of Kimbo Slice.
Oh yeah, he's tough, dude.
He's tough as nails.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it could be something like a Masvidal or somebody along them lines, maybe.
Did he fight Mike Perry, right?
Who?
Jake.
Yeah, he did.
Right. So I don't know who else he can fight, man. Like, honestly, there's no one out there right now. Think about it. And let's see what we can come up with. I'm putting you on the spot, but off the top of my dome, the only name that resonates is Andre Ward. If he decides to go the path of boxing, there's no one else out there. Unless he fights Andy Ruiz.
The thing is, you make so much money fighting Jake Paul, he can pretty much fight a good host of people that he wants to, because people fight him just to make that big payday, right?
No, I get that,
So I don't
but
know if he wants to fight like an old MMA guy,
but you
Oscar,
gotta
or he,
have a viable dance partner on the other side.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care what anybody says. Jake cannot carry that by himself. He'll have his regular fans to join in, yeah, absolutely. But you're not going to have the masses join in if you don't have the dance partner. You need someone viable, or at least someone that looks like he can give him a challenge. In my opinion, if you want to go that route, and if you're going to be 200 pounds, then fight Andy Ruiz,
Yeah, Ruiz will do it.
right? Randy's not doing much these days. Fight an Andy Ruiz, fight.
Fuck, man, he should just call Triple G. That you want to fight Triple G. There's so many guys that would take it. I've done like
Yeah,
40 just to get that payday, right?
yeah. But it's a name recognition from the other side, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He has to have some,
right? Like as big as Jake is,
you can't keep fighting UFC guys. We know you're going to beat those guys, right? So we got to get somebody a little more that could give you a little bit of a challenge.
yeah. All right, brother man. Anything happened in the world of boxing history and Canadian history?
Yeah, a bunch of things happened in American history, but I'm only going to focus on one thing here.
Sure.
Once I read it, you'll know why I put the month that we're in. All right, we're all going all the way back to 1940s here. What a great name, Bobcat Montgomery, two-time 1940s lightweight champion.
Yes, sir.
Who later became, he's going to bring this up, the first black boxing promoter in Philadelphia. He was born this day, 1919. So he'd be, as the first black boxing whatever. Bobcat Montgomery.
So without Bobcat, there would be no Al Heyman.
You could say that, yeah. Not many people know, but he laid the groundwork for everybody.
You know what? And that's the thing. We need to remember the forefathers and the guys that made everything we see today possible, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, Bobcat, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Bobcat, wherever you are in this heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right, brother man. We got Jack Catterall winning by split decision and unanimous decision, respectively.
Giving Arnold Barboza his first loss.
Well, hey man, it could potentially happen here, right? I mean, anything is possible. I'm looking forward to that fight. Like you said, guys, go check out the press conference and their face-off leading up into it.
Eddie Hearn, I always knocked the guy, give him credit, did a good job.
Yeah, no, it should be a fun fight here. It's in the UK, so it's an afternoon start. So another afternoon boxing card. I'm getting used to this now, man.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Most of the best fights are happening in the afternoon on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and this Wednesday, Four Nations Cup. We got Canada versus Sweden, so that's going to be a good game. McDavid, Crosby, all the boys. So
is this replacing the All-Star weekend
for NHL? Yeah, they're going to skip the All-Star weekend because of this.
So this is something new. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so only 14. That sucks. Russia's not in there. But so we got Canada, America, Finland, and US.
I think the worst team out of the four, and I feel bad for them, probably the Finns, man.
Finns are ranked 4th, Canada 1, US 2, Sweden. But saying that, US on paper, they look just as good as us.
No, they do. I think
it's going to be fun.
I think it's
goaltending. They just won the World Juniors 2 years in a row. So I mean, I think they had a better youth program than we did.
I heard Canada's first power play unit. You know who they are? They're going with 4 forwards and 1 defenseman.
Well, obviously you're going to go McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, and Shea Theodore.
I can't remember who the 4th guys, but 3 of them are there. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of that, since we're talking about, I see his picture every day. I go to the hockey rink. Devin Taves from Abbotsford. He's starting for Team Canada, Colorado Avalanche defenseman, champion. And
he's the defenseman. He's the defenseman on that first power play unit.
Devin Taves, there you go. And then Shea Theodore from Aldergrove.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup champion, Vegas Knights. So we got 2 local boys, 2 of the best defensemen in the world. And
well, you know what? Honestly, all these teams are pretty stacked except Finland, unfortunately, because most of their guys are beaten up and hurt, so they don't have the greatest.
And then Quinn Hughes is not playing for America either. He's hurt.
Yeah. I think Vancouver's goalie, the Finnish guy, he's probably going to be in net for Finland.
Lackinen.
Who else do we have in there? Honestly, I think the story of this tournament is going to come down to the goaltending.
Yeah.
On all 4 nations.
And US got the best goalie. You got Connor Hellebuck, so we'll see what happens.
Right, you got him, and then I think Demko's probably going to end up being there as well with them.
Demko's there. He's the backup.
Who's Canada's keeper?
They got Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill. I'm not sure who they're starting game 1, but those are the 2 guys.
Aiden Hill plays for who?
Vegas.
Okay, and the other guy?
Logan Thompson.
Yeah.
Uh, Washington.
Oh, he's a Capitals goalie.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Wow. I'm so used to the names Brodeur and Waugh always.
Canada doesn't have the
So
best
long
goalies
ago.
like we used to. We
They're
always
not
used to have the
making
best
goalies
goalies,
anymore,
right?
man. I think Finland and Sweden are the goalie factories now.
Right now, it's States.
But fair enough. Fair enough. All right, quickly, your take on the Super Bowl, man.
A boring game. It was 24-0 there. At one point, the game was 34-0. I watched it at my buddy Jerm's house, and it was boring. Like, I'm glad.
Well, he must have been happy.
Oh, he's in heaven. It was only me, him, and Jesus were there.
But here's the deal: when your team's winning by that much, do you even get bored at that point?
Well, he was having a couple of tequilas and a couple
I got you.
adult beverages. So he was in heaven. He had a great spread though. I give him that. Jalapeno poppers, mac and cheese, chili, chips, wings. Like the guy went all out. Give the man
Wow.
that. But
Remember we went to other buddy's house and he didn't even offer us a glass of water?
yeah, that was funny. Yeah. I didn't enjoy the game, and I love football just because I'm glad Eagles won to knock off their reign, but it wasn't even a close. This is a blow right away.
I didn't
Mahomes
even
not
watch.
like himself. He threw a pick six. He threw another interception. He fumbled the ball. Like he was just rattled. But hey, still one of the greatest. He went there 3 years in a row.
Hey, you know what? And respect to them. I'll be honest, man. I think I turned it off after the first pass interference call.
Oh yeah, the on AJ Brown there on the mask. Yeah,
I'm like, okay, you know what? This is, and I was wrong because it didn't turn out that way. But I stopped watching after that. I'll be honest, man. I didn't even watch the game. Halftime show I heard was horrible.
Oh, it's garbage. There's 80% Eagles fans in there, so they showed Taylor Swift. So last Super Bowl they showed Taylor Swift 34 times. This Super Bowl they showed her once. And why did they show her once? They showed her once. The whole stadium booed her because there's all Eagles fans in there, right? So they booed her. I got nothing against her. I'm just saying, like,
That's too bad. The other Kelsey retired, eh?
The brother?
Yeah.
Jason, he's hilarious.
I know, but it would have been good if he was there. Then he could have said they're 1-1 now.
Yeah, I know. Travis Kelsey looked old. He looked slow. I don't know if he's going to play
again.
Dude,
think about it. I mean, going that far 3 years in a row, it's got to wear on your body.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. They're tired.
Like, I mean, you look at guys like Stanley Cup champions, you win 2 in a row, great. But if you keep going back year after year to the
Tampa Bay Lightning, they did. They won 2 in a row. They went the third time they were done. They got, they couldn't do it. You just gas out, right? It's so long.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very good game. I'm glad the Eagles won just to break that streak so we can stop saying Mahomes is one of the greatest of all time, because Brady lost 3 Super Bowls by a total point differential of 15 points in 3 games.
Yeah.
Mahomes lost 2 Super Bowls, total point differential of 40 points.
What did you think of Brady on the mic?
It's horrible. he greatest quarterback of all time. I love the guy, but he doesn't come across well. It's like he talks like, I get it. He knows more than anybody. I get it. But he doesn't come across talking to the average guy like a John Madden would. You know what I mean? Like he
would lie.
Comes across snobby. He doesn't like.
I noticed.
Don't enjoy it.
I notice he relies a lot on his own self experiences and his own experiences playing.
Yeah, he keeps talking to himself all the time. Like, let's watch the game, dude. I did this, and we beat Mahomes like this. Like, I get it, but like, can we enjoy the game, bro? And like, I love the guy. He's a genius at football, but he's not a great commentator. Just like Gretzky wasn't a great hockey coach, and Michael Jordan wasn't a great owner. These guys are so gifted, they just can't articulate it well. They just do it themselves.
Exactly. That's why Kobe never got into coaching or anything.
Yeah. No, some guys just can't do it. You know what I mean? But I love Brady, but yeah, just not a good commentator.
Fair enough, man. Well, you know what? Everything is rewound. We're back to zero. Best time of the year is starting for myself personally, because I think catchers and pitchers are called in. Spring training's just around the corner. The Cubs and the Dodgers are doing a series in Japan. So yeah, man, baseball season here.
They love the baseball in Japan. They'll sell out. They love their baseball. They're passionate.
They love their baseball. They do.
Baseball and wrestling, man. They love it.
Congratulations to your man Ichiro getting into the Hall of Fame.
Only one guy didn't vote for him.
And they don't know who it is, eh?
They can't say. That guy's just being a jerk.
Crazy. All right, guys. My name is Bobby Sampson. He's Mr. Chance. Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
And as I'm going to say for this whole entire year, it's the year of 2025. Patience, hard work, and faith. Those 3 elements are the keys to success. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen over a week. Maybe it can, maybe it will. But for most of us, it takes time. Patience. Patience is the name of the game. Do not give up your passion. Do not give up what you want to become and do. We're celebrating 3 years tomorrow, guys.
Amazing.
So, you know, we've had ups, we've had downs, but more ups than downs.
Oh,
So,
hands down.
right, guys and girls, just don't give up on your dreams. That's all I'm asking you.
So,
I want
going to catch up before you finish, I got to ask you now that we're talking about 3 years. I want to hear. I know this is tough, and it's no slight to anybody else. Who are your top 3 favorite guests that we've had on the show?
you put me on the spot here.
I had to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Bushwhacker
Okay, that's cool.
because of just the nostalgia and never thinking I'd ever talk to that man.
That's cool. Yeah,
Right?
and it was a great interview. The story. If you guys haven't listened to the Bushwhacker podcast, he tells some amazing stories. So
Yeah,
go check
definitely
it out.
go check it back in the archives. It's in there. Please look it up. It was an amazing interview. Totally enjoyed it. The other one that I have to say right off the top of my head was Ryan Carl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just the impact that he had on me personally, just talking to him through his experiences and everything. Just an enjoyable conversation.
Great guy.
Yeah, and you know what, man? I'm gonna have to go. And like I said, we've talked to the likes of Cody Crowley. We've talked to David Benavides. We've talked to a lot of pretty up there people.
Mhm.
But for me, it would have to be the USS legend, man. Um, he knocked down Fury,
Steve Cunningham.
Steve Cunningham, just because
That's
that
fun.
brother just talked.
Mm.
He made our job easy that day.
Yeah, he's a good guy. We've had some, the one thing I got to say, we had a lot of different kind of personalities on the show,
Hmm.
but every one of the guys or girls, they're all good people before we go on or after we come on. You know what I mean? They don't say, "Oh, you guys were jerks. Oh, you tricked me, or you conned me with a question you didn't expect." Like, you know what I mean? They've all been supportive of it, and we've had some good
Every
guests.
and we're not tooting our own horns here. But what about you? Let me put you on the spot. Who are your 3 favorite?
Uh, I'm gonna go with the 3 interviews. Like I listen to them back sometimes just to hear, like, "Oh, I should have said that, or should have said that." Sometimes you have notes here and you get caught up and you miss your question. So I think the best interview that we've done for questions, I think, because we're the only guys to ever do it. I say our Roger Stone one, just because we got a guy who's a politician talking boxing, which he's never done before. So I
Right.
say that one.
Sure.
And I'm not saying this because of name value. I think the Benavides one was really good. The questions we came with, one, because you were live, I was zoomed in. We got him good questions. He even said those are good questions. So I'd say those 2, and then 3. So there's something so special about Cowboy Carl.
Cowboy Carl. Hey, you know what? Special mention to Stitch Duran.
Stitch was good. So we had so many good Cody. Like, there's so many good guys, so many good
Right.
people on there, right? But some stand out, and sometimes the guest, I won't mention his name because he's one of my dear friends, but he is our third most watched interview that we've done, but probably our worst interview because we couldn't get much out of the guy. We were trying to get a lot out of the guy. The guy knows a lot of stuff. I'm not going to mention his name.
No, go ahead. It's fine. We already interviewed him. Who was it?
My good friend of a long time, fellow business partner, Jerry Gianco. It's our 3rd most viewed interview. So we have David's number 1,
Yeah.
Roger's number 2, he's number 3. But we had good questions. And this guy I talked to the guy 3-4 times a week on the phone. He can go on for a long time. But for some reason, when the camera went on, he just, I don't know.
Well, you know what though? It's kind of like
It wasn't bad.
no. But that's a testament to you and I to be able to carry it and make it successful as well.
Yeah.
Right. We were able to work within that interview and call the audibles, if you may.
Mm-hmm. And it was cool because we're inside of a ring.
Yeah.
Had everything.
We have people training in the background.
Yeah, and got a good view. It's just that I don't know what it was.
It's cool. Jerry was cool. Absolutely.
No, he's a great guy. He's just,
Yeah. No, like I said, I mean, we've been able to talk about a lot of people. We've talked to a lot of good people.
We also had you can say we had a groundbreaking interview. Is one of my good friends too, one of your friends too.
Scotty?
The first interview we've ever did is Scotty. We were the first people he talked to since all the controversy went down. So that in the independent wrestling world from the Pacific Northwest we're from, that's a groundbreaking interview. That's actually our most downloaded interview on Spotify.
Yeah. No,
A lot of
we
people listen to that. Even guys that don't like us or don't know who we are, people listen to us
sure.
from all over, right?
Yeah. And we want people to come on our show. Like the one thing that we bring to the show here, I feel, is honesty, integrity,
Mm-hmm.
and positivity.
Yeah.
You don't find many people, and guys and girls, we're not trying to be braggadocious or egotistical here in any way. We're just laying out the facts because if we don't tell you, you guys won't know.
Yeah.
We bring stuff to light in a way where it's done in a positive way. We're not there to defame anybody. We're not looking for clickbait.
No.
We ask the questions that need to be asked. For example, when we talked to David Benavides, he opened the door so wide for me while I was sitting with him to bring up the reasons why he lost his belts.
Yeah, he
You
knows
know,
we knew them, but we didn't go there until he went there. That's the
but he
respect
went
that we
there,
get.
right? But he gave us the opportunity to create more from it.
Yes.
Take that opportunity. If we had taken that opportunity, who knows? Maybe we would be somewhere else right now, right? But we don't want to be those guys because there's enough people in this world creating content, doing podcasts, focusing on the negatives,
Mm-hmm.
right? If we had Bryce Mitchell on our show, I would word it and do it in such a way, we would word it and do it in such a way, sorry, brother, that we wouldn't mention all the negative flack that he's getting right now.
Yeah.
Now, I don't agree with anything the man said. I think he's a complete goofball for even saying those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is, we would do it in such a way that we would try to understand and get to the basis of it.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Samp&Chance. So to anyone out there, boxers, athletes, you name it, wrestlers, this is a safe place for you guys to come and talk without any fear or intrepidation of anyone attacking you, maligning you, taking content and rewording it to make it work in our favor. We're not about that here at Samp&Chance.
No, we don't need to do that.
We don't need to do that. In fact, unfortunately, you weren't there with me, but when we went off the mic, David looked at me and I quote, "That was the best podcast I've done."
I believe it. You could look in his face, see the joy when we're asking him questions. He's happy. He loved it.
Bro, when we were sitting there, okay, we were in the ring, we set it all up. There was about 40 people watching us.
I believe it.
Obviously, you can see them because they were in
Yeah.
us. But what we were so connected, David and I were just talking that when we ended and I looked over, there was like 40 people standing in there
Yeah.
watching us do this interview.
Hey, the Benavides family treated us great when we've been in person. They're good. I know they're street and rough and gruff, but they're actually good-hearted people. Actually, treat
Tell
you
you what,
well.
man, the last time I went to Vegas for his fight against Andrade, you know, they made a point of making sure that I was with them at the end.
Yeah, this says they're good people.
Right. I went up with them. I went to my first Vegas penthouse party. But I'll be honest, man, it was so calm and peaceful in there. I thought it'd be like girls all over the place, this and that. But dude, it was so chill.
Yeah.
Right. It was nothing like the movies.
Well,
Right?
he's married now and stuff. I know what you're saying.
No, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, right?
You
But what
think
I'm
that
saying is,
though.
but just the fact that they made a point of calling me, telling me, "Hey, meet me here," and I was with them for the rest of that night. Man, it was phenomenal.
Good people.
Junior fought that night. He lost, unfortunately, to Charlo.
Yeah.
Even then, I spent like a half an hour, 45 minutes on a couch with this guy.
Junior's the most personal of them all. They're all good in their own way, but Senior and David, but Junior's the guy you get the most conversation with.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, big shout out to David Benavides and those guys. I hope he gets undisputed.
Yeah, me too.
Gets to get the opportunity to go for undisputed. 3 years in the can, man. I tell you what, man, I'm looking forward to the future here. So let's wrap this up, man. One more time. I'm Bobby Sampson.
Chance Michaels, in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll say it one more time. I already said it twice in this episode, but 3 times is a charm. Hard work, patience, and faith. Ladies and gentlemen, remember those 3 elements. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Out of the 3, hard work is probably the easiest. But keeping your faith and being patient, that takes the hard work too.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
it's the weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone as well this week.
Yeah.
out there. Um, and if you're in most parts of Canada, it's a long weekend.
Is it?
Yeah, it's family day.
Not out here though.
Yes, it is.
This is a long weekend this weekend?
This weekend, yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Check your calendar. It's this weekend.
Really? That's how
Yep.
far behind I
This
am.
Friday, the 17th is a Monday, right?
Yep. That's
Yeah. So
family day, eh?
it's family day, man. So no school for the kiddos.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Love it. Love it. Don't have to
Have
take
fun,
anyone to
Gillespie.
school.
Yeah,
Don't have
Gillespie
to.
will be here.
So it's a long weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Do your thing. The days are getting longer, man. Now it's getting dark at
Yeah,
about 5:30.
yeah, I like that.
So I like it. It's beautiful out there. Sun's up at about 7. So the days are getting longer. We're getting closer and closer to spring. Spring training's open.
I can't
Hard
wait.
work, patience, faith. Keep up the good work, everybody. Believe in yourselves. We believe in you, and we believe in ourselves. We're Samp and Chance, and we're out of here.